Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Today smells like America.
Hey everyone, welcome back. For those who missed it, I actually live streamed in private by accident into YouTube, and it wasn't even streaming on Facebook at all. So I had to kind of go into the settings and, change things up. So that portion that was live streamed is actually now available to watch at YouTube. But for it wasn't that long, it was about 20 minutes. The gist of it is that I made a few announcements and I was going to show a snippet of a video series that I'm currently doing in the style of the 100 Days of Making Comics videos. So you can definitely check that out later. I'm just going to give a brief overview of what it was. Manuel A. Carmona messaged me saying that Project New Wave issue number 3 is 100% lettered. He's just going over it real quickly to, well, not quickly, taking his time. He's just making sure that there's no typos or no errors so he can send that bad boy to the printings. We are aware that there is a paper shortage. Hopefully, that won't affect the timetable of the comic being printed out and being delivered to you guys and whatnot. In the meantime, you can definitely go to our website www.truthfulcomics.com, go to that shop tab, and you can be directed there to Indie Planet, where you can either buy Project New Wave issues number 1 and 2, either the physical or the digital download, or you can download the Comic House app. It's kind of like the Netflix of comic books. You pay, I believe it's like about $4, $5 a month, and you'll be able to download and read many independent comics that are there, as well as Project New Wave. Hopefully, I'll be uploading my stuff there as well soon. So that was the big announcement. Issue number 3 of Project New Wave is just about to be sent to the printers. It is 100% lettered, it is 100% colored. It's done. It is done. It just needs to get printed, and hopefully that will be before the end of the year. And if not, please be understanding that there is that paper shortage that's happening that's affecting a lot of comic book studios right now. I also gave a cover reveal to parts 5 and 6 of Funny Bone, The Rage of the Lucky 13. Let me just look that up real quick so I can show you guys if you don't end up going to the previous video on YouTube. And there is the cover reveal for Funny Bone Rage of the Lucky 13 Part 5. Hopefully, it will be coming out in December. So, in a couple of weeks, Part 5 is going to be uploaded into Patreon. Right. And here is the cover reveal again for part 6 of Funny Bone Rage of the Lucky 13. I am considering making this cover itself into a poster. I actually really enjoyed doing this cover, and it's probably my favorite cover of the 6 covers that I've done of Funny Bone Rage of the Lucky 13. Um, there's 2 more covers for the original uploads that I had done to Amazon Kindle. I did like the original one of that one as well, but there's just something about this one that I really, really like, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So that was pretty much the gist of everything on the previous stream. Hopefully, you guys are going to be looking forward to that stuff. I am still considering doing Funny Bone as an ongoing series, as a Kindle Vella kind of thing, which is kind of like a Wattpad or essentially, like a webtoons for just like prose writing, really. So now I'm just going to like show a small snippet of what I was speaking in the previous stream that was accidentally set into private and not even on Facebook at all. And that is the long road to hell, which is what I'm doing for kind of like the 100 days of making comic videos that I used to do, but with a bit of a twist. I'm going to show a snippet of that first episode. I already have a handful of episodes already edited. I am going to either start uploading them on YouTube either in December or January. I do want to take my time editing these together to not put too much pressure on myself like I used to do with the 100 days of making comics videos, which really led to burnout, really trying to just keep up with that pace. But, taking my time, putting the videos together, editing it at my own pace, it's been a lot better doing it that way, and hopefully the videos will be a lot better than the actual 100 days of making comic videos that I've been making. So let me just show like the first couple of minutes just so you guys can get an idea of how it's going to be. All right, let me guess. The Long Road to Hell, episode 1. Let's do this.
Hey everyone, Ivaldo Cortez Jr. here, also known as Lance Danger. I'm just here to do the small introduction for this new video series that I'm doing, The Long Road to Hell. It's going to be the making of the comic book that I'm going to be doing that's horror based, Hell Beneath You. It's a concept that I thought of about 2 years ago, give or take, and I was kind of stuck with the idea for it, but I've been able to kind of make a breakthrough. In the time that I had thought up the concept since then, recently, comic book writer extraordinaire Scott Snyder actually started a Substack writing course. So I actually signed up for it, and I'm going to use it to help me break through with the story writing of Hell Beneath You. The comic, I had come up with the visuals first, actually, about 2 years ago, as I mentioned. It came to my mind like some of the visuals, and after the visuals came, kind of like the start of the story formed. And as soon as I had a clear idea for the start, the ending came to my mind as well. So what's amusing about the Scott Snyder classes is that we have like kind of similar approaches to writing, in that sense that he kind of has an idea of how to start a story, or the beginning of a story and the end of a story as well. And I'm very much the same, not yes for this particular project, but for stuff like The Mighty Warlord, Nevermind, The Cannon Girl, and all these other projects that I'm involved with, even like the freelance stuff for Project New Wave and Silver Island Studios. I always have kind of like that idea of a beginning story and an end story as well. So there's going to be a lot of that. Hopefully, the class will help me kind of break through to, yes, do the stuff that goes in between of going from point A to point B. In the meantime, if you're interested in the story is a love letter to 80s and 90s horror movies and horror novels, especially Stephen King. Stephen King is one of my all-time favorite writers, and yes, really one of my all-time favorite creators, because he can actually be very diverse with his writing, which is kind of underrated in a way. You know, he can do something like Pet Cemetery and The Shining, and he can also do stuff like The Green Mile. So he's actually a pretty versatile writer in that sense. And I'm not really known to be a horror writer, oddly enough, even though I literally grew up with horror. My mother and my older sister were huge horror movie fans. So I grew up in that environment of always looking forward to Halloween and the fall and the horror movies. Although the horror movies were kind of year long around in my household growing up. So I have that kind of unique advantage in that sense. But I've never really done a horror story. There's elements of horrors in some of the projects I've worked in. Probably the closest one would be Delta Task Force 6, or DTF6, my webcomic that's more of a science fiction superhero comic with horror elements involved. And there is another short story that I wrote that is mostly horror, but that's for the aforementioned Silver Island Studio for their anthology series Path. But the comic is on a indefinite hiatus right now, so I'm not sure what the status for that particular story is going to be. So the first actual, I guess, horror story that I'm going to be making is Hell Beneath You. And hopefully, if you like horror, like along the lines of Stephen King, something in the vein of perhaps Pet Cemetery and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm blanking out a little bit. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. This is going to be more or less in the tradition of the 100 days of making comics videos, with the exception that I'm not going to be updating every single day. I'm just going to be recording small videos throughout the week of the progress of the comic. And then at the end of the week, I'll upload one episode with the things that's happened throughout the week instead. So hopefully that will help me with the workload of, everyday stuff, working on the comics, working on my health. As some of you may know, this year has been very rough on me physically. Earlier this year, I actually had COVID, and that threw all my plans upside down. As a result of having COVID, I've had other nagging injuries that I used to have actually come back. Right now, there is a tendon on my shoulder that connects to my bicep that has a tear in it. So I also have to go through physical therapy for that. Hopefully, the physical therapy will help and I won't have to go into surgery to repair that tendon. So that'll be part of this journey of this video series as well. So that's pretty much it for this small introduction. I already did the teaser trailer for this series, which I'm going to be calling The Long Road to Hell, because it is going to be a long road to doing this comic. And contrary to other 100 Days of Making Comics videos, where it was projects that were already started or that were short or that I was just about to finish, this one is going to be pretty much all from scratch, because aside from the promotional art that I've done since 2 years now, and just like a small bit of info that I gave about the story itself right now, saying that it's a bit more in the veins of perhaps of a Pet Cemetery, then you're going to be seeing this pretty much from scratch. So I'm just going to go on and read some of the newsletters from Scott Snyder so I can go ahead and start on the plotting of the comic. I hope you all enjoy this different approach to making videos for this. And I hope you have as much fun watching these as much as I'm going to have fun creating this comic. Okay, guys, the website I used to do the music for the teaser trailer for the series of Long Road to Hell is called beepbox.com. And as you can see here, you can pretty much do all the synth music here. You have different instruments, different tempos. You can just pretty much save it. That's pretty much what I did. I actually did this on my phone and then I forwarded it to my laptop so I can edit it. And I ended it on iMovie, as you can see here. I just threw together images, some transitions, some backgrounds, titles, of course. I added some sound effects before and after the actual music I made. Right now, the laptop is connected to the XP pen monitor, so there isn't going to be audio. So you can definitely check out the teaser trailer over right here on YouTube. It's going to be one of the older videos by the time this one goes up, but you'll be able to know. Hopefully you've seen it by now. If not, I'll probably put a card or something on this video so you guys can check out the original teaser trailer for Long Road to Hell. Hey guys, right now I am reading the newsletters. Let me guess. Not blind you guys. I'm reading the newsletters from Scott Snyder Substack and taking notes on my trusty notebook. Because of course, if I'm writing a horror story, Dwight Schrute has to be where I have to be taking the notes. Makes me wonder if I would rather be feared or loved. Easy, both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. It's been a nice, rainy, cloudy day here in New York City. I'm just out and about catching some stuff I had to do. Going to the post office, everyday stuff. And now I am going to get some more supplies to work on stuff back at the apartment. It is a new place that we moved into relatively recently, so I'm going to continue working on stuff once I get home. It's the perfect atmosphere, overcast, raining. What a great day to make horror comics.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop it right there. Yes, so you guys can have kind of like a feel of how those videos are going to be. As I said before, they are relatively similar to the 100 Days of Making Comics videos. It's essentially the same template. I'm just doing a little bit more editing since I'm giving myself a little more time to edit these videos rather than just like do a video and quickly post it onto YouTube or something because at first it was easy to do it. It was pretty cool doing it, but then I kind of kept like putting more pressure on myself to upload videos and for the videos to at least be entertaining and look well. So at least doing it in this way of recording the videos and then putting it together and editing it at my own pace. That way I avoid burnout, I avoid putting too much unnecessary pressure on myself, and I avoid making things more difficult than they should be in that sense. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share. My cat actually is here to tell me that it is time to stop streaming and give him a little bit of attention and maybe take a little cat nap with him. So I'm going to cut the stream here. If you missed out the previous stream, I accidentally streamed it into the private stream on YouTube. I already made it available to public, and right now I'm streaming on both YouTube and Facebook at the same time as well as usual. I will be sure to double check that. I forget that sometimes the settings kind of awkwardly change in between videos if I don't do too many videos in succession, like live streamings and stuff. So there you have it. Once again, Project New Wave issue number 3, 100% lettered, 100% colored. Everything is done. It's going to be sent to the printers very soon. You saw the cover reveal for Funny Bone Rage of the Lucky 13s Parts 5 and 6, and also a small snippet of the video series I'm putting together of The Long Road to Hell, chronicling the steps I'm taking and the process and procedure. That's not like the usual procedure that I do to creating comics that I'm doing for this specific horror comic, The Hell Beneath You, or rather, Hell Beneath You. All right. As I said before, that was Hair of the Dog That Bit Me. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys again soon. I'll probably stream sometime later tonight. I don't know if earlier or later. I do have to do physical therapy today as well as pick up my comic book stash and other stuff. So I'll try to see if I live stream later at a time that's more conventional or something. Anyway, thank you all for watching and catch you all next time.